So WWE Clash of Champions is behind us. The thing about this is, this event had a lot of good matches on it. I mean, I will admit it. The event was pretty eventful as far as the matches. It's just the results of the matches that were really, really questionable and really took many people out of the show. A couple of the results were just like, oh, it was just pointless to have them on the event if they were going to end like this. And it was just fucked up that certain results happened the way they did. So, of course, I hold myself accountable whenever I make a prediction, and then if it doesn't come true or whatever, I call myself out on this. So these are the results for WWE Clash of Champions. And fasten your seatbelts because this is a very fucked up ride. So, it's pretty good that they had this on a pre-show. Did anyone believe that Alicia Fox was going to beat Nia Jax? Didn't think so. This was a short and sweet match, and they tried to have Alicia mount a little bit of offense. Okay, fine. But you knew damn well that Alicia wasn't going to win this match. I mean, the biggest hint that was on the fucking pre-show. And the second, it was just, okay, it's Nia Jax. They're trying to build her up. They're trying to establish her as a fucking monster to be a credible threat to the Raw Women's Championship sooner or later. So, yeah, Nia Jax wins. It wasn't a squash match, surprisingly. Alicia did mount a little bit of offense, but Nia Jax win nevertheless. New Day rocks. This was a surprise to me. And this was a pretty well-rounded tag team match. I was wrong. I thought that New Day's time was up. I really did. I didn't think that they were going to retain. But it was the fashion. It was the way that they retained. Yeah, it was a back and forth match. You know, signatures were done, and the match was pretty fucking standard. But at the end of the match, Xavier Woods used Francesca too to hit Anderson, and that's how basically Anderson and Gallows' downfall that took place. That's the way it happened, because right after that, you know, Big E and Kofi, you know, hit their shit, and that's it. So as of today, as when I'm doing this video, the New Day 400 days reign as tag team champions. How long is this gonna go? How long can they keep this going? After this feat, after this long reign, they better not lose to the fucking Shining Stars for those belts. That better not fucking happen. Anderson and Gallows can't get it, then the only other logical explanation at this point is Enzo and Cass. But I could be wrong. Anderson and Gallows may get another shot. Maybe they'll get another shot at Raw. But the New Day ends up being victorious, and that was a surprise to me, and I was wrong on my fucking predictions. New Day wins. The theme was wrong. At least it was a pretty well-rounded tag team championship match. It was, besides the result. TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. TJ Perkins retains. No surprise there, really. It was a well-rounded match. Lots of moves, lots of submission attempts, and it really established before and after the match as far as Brian Kendrick being the heel in the match. That was a nice touch, because it's like, come on. The Cruiserweight division doesn't really have any heels in it yet, and they need them to establish themselves as a credible brand as far as saying, okay, you got motherfuckers chasing for this championship. You don't want just all faces there. I applaud this match. And there was even a chant of Brian Kendrick TJP throughout the match. It was a light chant, but it was there. and they actually put on a fucking good match. It was pretty solid, and they showcased their moves. They did. But TJ Perkins coming out on top and retaining his title, I saw that coming because he just got the fucking belt. He's not going to cough it up this quick. I wouldn't have understood if he did cough it up this quick. But bottom line is, the match was alright. It was pretty cool. It was pretty solid. And TJ Perkins retains. Just wonder where they're going to go from here as far as picking a new number one contender or to keep this going, because after the match, Brian Kendrick attacked TJ Perkins after a handshake and a hug. Good heel tactic and good way to keep the story going. But TJ Perkins retains, and I wasn't surprised by that one bit. Okay, who the fuck thought that this was a good idea to end this match this way? A best of 7 series ends in a no fucking contest, a match stoppage, and this was a good fucking match up to that point. They were even getting chances of, this is awesome. They were doing everything. They were putting off all the stops. They were countering each other's shit. Signatures were done. Everything was outstanding about the match until the way the shit fucking ended. Look, shout out to Blaze and Melfunski. They called this on their podcast. They were like, what if what if nobody wins? What if there's a no contest to the fucking match? What if that happens? Yeah, it happened. There's only one way to describe the way that match ended with a single fucking image.
Haters say huh? Haters say what? Stomp them in the nuts. I'ma stomp them in the nuts. We'll stomp them in the nuts.
This type of shit is what fucks everything up. They had it. They had the perfect storytelling. They had a match. They even got people to care about the match during the match because the match was fucking good. So this is the part I don't understand. Why the fuck would you end the match like that? Why the fuck would you have a best of 7 series end in a no fucking contest on a pay-per-view? If you would have done this last week on Raw and then say, okay, we're going to decide it at the pay-per-view, that maybe would have been acceptable. But to have this shit like this was a big fuck you to the audience. Now, okay, who's going to be in it? What does this do for the next person in line for a title shot? We don't even fucking know. We don't even know what the fuck they're going to do. And what are they going to do? Stage a debate? They better not fucking do that. They better not go in contrast with this fucking election going on, saying, okay, 2 podiums, and they're going to argue of the reason why the next person should get the fucking title shot. Don't fucking do that shit. WWE, you fucked all the way up with this shit. I can't believe that you turned most of the good matches on this card and made them end in garbage ways, but this was the match that could have... Oh, God. It was a great fucking match. And you fuck with us all. You fuck with us all. You middle finger. Yeah. You fucked with us by this fucking ending. Fuck you, WWE, for this type of shit. Damn it. Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. Pretty solid match. Who thought that it wasn't going to be? I thought that Sami Zayn was going to get the edge, but he didn't. Jericho actually fucking won. Okay, fine. I even said in my prediction that if Jericho wins, it doesn't hurt. It keeps Sami Zayn chasing, but it actually... Okay, Jericho most of the time is there to put motherfuckers over, so I was actually pretty surprised that he won this match, but it was pretty solid. It was a pretty solid match. Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho entertained us. They certainly did. I don't know what's going to happen with Sami Zayn now, because now, okay, he lost to the most glorified mid-carder ever, Chris Jericho. So they're not going to hype him up after this. The thing about this event, the whole event, is that it took mid-carders down to a whole new different level. You have Sheamus, you have Cesaro, you have Sami Zayn, and it's like, fuck, These motherfucking mid-carders have nowhere to fucking go now as far as challenging for championships. It's pathetic because these are the type of guys that should be challenging for championships or should be in championship title matches or having reigns with the fucking belts. Championship reigns with the fucking belts. Wow. But Jericho winning? Yeah. I'm not surprised and I'm not even angry about that because it was still a fucking good match. That's pretty much everything that I asked for. Good, solid fucking matches with at least solid fucking endings, and this provided that. Kudos to Jericho and kudos to Sami Zayn, and I got this one wrong. Go figure. Speaking of getting shit wrong, oh yeah, the triple threat match for the women's Raw Women's Championship. Oh yeah, got that wrong. I didn't think that Charlotte was going to retain, but I did realize that Dana Brooke was out there and there was no disqualification and so on and so forth, and Dana Brooke got involved in the match. Duh, that was going to happen regardless of the situation. They couldn't kick her out, they couldn't disqualify Charlotte, and that would have been easy pickings anyway. She keeps the belt that way. But these ladies, these women actually did put on the show. A couple of botches, but they did put on a show. They did put on a valuable match, and they had history. This is 3 of the 4 horsewomen in this match. The 4th horsewoman is the SmackDown Women's Champion, so go figure on that. Charlotte retains, and the interesting statistic about Charlotte, she's undefeated at pay-per-views. As far as her being Women's Champion, or Divas Champion before they converted it, yeah, she hasn't been beat at a pay-per-view. So that's an interesting statistic that they brought up, and that kept going. Charlotte ends up winning. I picked Bayley. It would have been a perfect time for Bayley, but I guess they're going to wait on that maybe at WrestleMania. But this was it was pretty solid. Besides Dana Brooke getting involved, but you knew it was going to happen. Charlotte retains, and once again, I was wrong about that, and I hold myself accountable. At least it was a good, solid match. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, okay. Speaking of big fuck yous to the audience, this was the main one. It's funny because a lot of people didn't think that Roman Reigns was going to get this belt. I thought that he was going to get this belt. I thought he was going to become the United States Champion. A lot of people didn't think so because they was like, well, they're still pissed at him for his wellness policy failure. No, this is fucking Roman Reigns. He's Samoan. He's related to The Rock. He has that. Yeah, that's it. That's all they fucking has. So they're going to push him and push him and push him and push him in front of our fucking faces no matter what. Yeah. Oh, so you didn't like him as Universal Champion? Well, you're going to like him as United States Champion. No, we fucking won't. WWE. No, we fucking won't. This is basically Roman Reigns to us in a nutshell and WWE in a nutshell. Hey, all of you motherfuckers are going to like Roman Reigns. No matter how we push him towards you, no matter how we advertise him, you're gonna fucking like him, you're gonna fucking accept him. Yeah! Like Roman Reigns? Accept Roman Reigns? No, the hell we're fucking not. Fuck you, we're not accepting that. Roman sucks. Fuck that motherfucker, man. We're not accepting him. No matter what you do, World, Tag, United States Championship, nope, we're not accepting them. Fuck you. You dare defy the imperious forces of WWE? Come here! That's basically what they do when it comes to fucking Roman Reigns. So, all 3 Shield members have been World Champion and United States Champion. Whoop-de-dee-doo! Fuck Roman Reigns, man. Giving him this belt was basically, again, a big fuck you to the audience. Now, the main event was pretty good until the way the shit fucking ended. Okay, look. You have Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens doing everything. And okay, most of their arsenal was pulled off here. And it was pretty cool until, not even until Jericho came out. And I got that prediction wrong. I thought Triple H was going to interfere. But I knew there was going to be some type of interference because Owens was not going to go over clean. Okay? That wasn't going to happen. Jericho came out, but then the referee gets bumped and gets knocked out of the equation. Okay, look, I'm sick. All right, if you're going to knock out a referee, have a fucking dominant or a fucking big hit somehow. It was a minor bump that knocked out a referee. You mean to tell me that referees are designated to be this fucking weak to just, no! That was the stupidest part of the fucking match. The referee getting knocked out the way he got fucking knocked out. Jericho interfering, understood. But the referee getting knocked out the way that he did, fuck that, man. There has to be something better to portray a referee getting knocked out. No! Seth Rollins loses like that. And there's going to be something about Stephanie sending out a referee as late as she fucking did. There's going to be something about that. Seth Rollins is going to say something about that. But as soon as the referee got up in there, he just got pumped up powerbomb. And it's like, oh, come on. Look, the pay-per-view, the way the pay-per-view sucked was the results of some of the fucking matches. It wasn't the wrestling matches themselves. Because most of the wrestling matches were solid. Except for the fucking pre-show one. But everything went as expected as far as motherfuckers that showcased their talent in this fucking ring. The motherfuckers and the motherfuckettes. The men and the women that were in this pay-per-view showcased their talents. It's just that some of the things that happened was just fucked up. Look, two things in particular. The way you ended that best of 7 and Roman Reigns becoming United States champion, fuck you. Whoever thought that that was going to be a good idea in WWE creative, whoever thought that this was going to be the best way to have this pay-per-view done with those two matches ending that way, you can go lick a mountain of dicks. This shit, no, those two matches in particularly fucked up the whole fucking event. All the other matches were solid, and yeah, there were interferences, but still, that's understandable. But those two matches alone, fuck you, WWE, for having the best of 7 ruined like that. Even though motherfuckers were starting to care because the last match was so fucking great, you end up doing this to us. And then Roman Reigns winning championship belts is always a this to us. So he beats Kevin Owens on Raw in the cage, and now he gets the United States Championship. No, I'm not fucking convinced. Fuck you, WWE, for that shit. The event was just, oh, God. Raw is not going to be any different. There's not going to be any corrections. I doubt there'll be any more title changes. What, is Rusev, I want my belt back, and he challenged Roman Reigns at Raw and lose? Are Anderson and Gallows going to end the 400-day winning? Are they going to beat the New Day on their 400-day mark? Who knows? But all I know is fuck you, WWE, for those results. It's just, oh, God. And referee getting knocked out by it. No! Do something fucking better. Be more fucking creative and stop fucking doing this and this and trying to fuck the fucking audience. Fuck that, man. Shit. What do you guys think about the event? Do you guys think that it was okay? Did you like the results? Or were you like me with a couple of matches like, fuck that shit, man? I want to know what you think in the comments below. Please, I want to hear and read your opinions. Drop kicks, body slams, throwing motherfuckers over the top rope, both feet hitting the floor. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. This is the theme, and I'll see you later. Credits.